Shroomraver here, and today I'm excited to be bringing you my second game from Season 5 of the CCL. Yes, indeed. Now, today we are coming off the back of a 2-0 loss last week. I'm wearing the same shirt, yes I am. It's the same day as recording the last battle. I'm bulk recording. So, yes, coming off the back of a 2-0 loss week 1, we go up against the Roger Rabbit and the Denver Bronzong. His links down in the description below. Always a good battle against Rog. Love facing off against him. So, his team, very spooky, scary stuff. He had Tapu Koko, Zapdos, Victini, Celebi, Pelipper, Dugtrio, Bisharp, Vaporeon, Snorlax, Kabutops, and Klefki. So, a man after my own heart going for the Electric Terrain Dance team. Very, very powerful stuff indeed. So, what did I bring to try and combat this? Well, I decided to bring along a physically defensive, mainly specially offensive Nidoqueen with the Sucker Punch. We've got another Swords Dancing Air Balloon Lucario with a little bit of a mixed up moveset there. We've got Thunder Punch instead of Iron Tail. We've got another specially defensive Fortress. Again, it's Hazard Stack, this time Toxic Spikes on there. A sort of kind of speedy, kind of offensive, max HP Sub-Carmine Tapu Fini making an appearance for the first time. We have got the powerhouse of the team, that's going to be the timid Life Orb Shaman. And we have got a Dragon Dancing Lumberry Zygarde 10%, another debutant. This one is Adamant. Now, you may be wondering, you said, but Shroom, you said he's got partially a rain team. He's got so many weaknesses to Thundurus. Why did you not bring Thundurus? There is no good reason for that. I don't know. I think maybe in my mind I was like, that's way too obvious. I have a Thundurus which deals so much damage. It's an electric type that can't be trapped by his Dugtrio. There's no way, shape or form he's bringing a rain team, and he kind of brought a pseudo rain team. So yeah, I didn't bring Thundurus. I probably ought to have done, but I do have the Shaman, which can do much of the same kind of stuff, and unlike the Thundurus, actually I was going to say it can touch the Tapu Koko, but Thundurus gets Sludge Wave. But anyway, I've got Shaman and I feel comfortable with that. Now, the team that Roger decided to bring, as you can see, it is Victini, Pelipper, Kabutops, Celebi, Snorlax, and the Tapu Koko. So, it's fairly threatening, but I'm feeling okay about it, so without further ado, let's get right into the battle and see exactly how things played out. So, I'm leading with my Nidoqueen. Rog, he is going to lead with his Victini. Now, I can't take the risk with this thing at all, and as it turns out, he's going to switch out as I switch out. He goes into Snorlax, beautifully named, I do not begrudge him that at all, and I'm going to switch on out of there and go into my Tapu Fini. Now, I make a weird decision here. As you'll see, I go for the Calm Mind. I know these things are super duper specially bulky. He is going to go for the Return, and I'm like, aha, I can clearly take 2 of those, and, you know, see where we go from there. I can just go from Moonblast and scout the damage. It does a nice amount, and then he reveals Gunk Shot, and he just straight up kills me. I'm like, oh, that's not good. That's not good at all. Down goes Tapu Fini. I'm like, okay, no problem. 2/3 health Snorlax. I'm just going to go into Praise, the Lucario, and just take him out of close combat, which I go for, and he's got a Chople Berry. I'm like, oh no, that's not good, and he uses my lowered defense to just bop me with a Fire Punch. So turn 4, I'm 2 Pokemon down, and I'm like, this ain't good. But we know how to rally on this team. I'm going to go into Zygarde, hitting the field for the first time this season. Zygarde going to come in here and just go for the 1,000 arrows. Like, it was a really risk-free move. He had no real reason to save Snorlax. It's done a really nice job for him already. But he doesn't really have anything that wants to tank this hit, other than one thing, and that is the Celebi. But he is actually going to go into Pelipper, knowing that Pelipper will be able to take the hit. And I'm like, I ain't taking an Ice Beam, son. That's not happening. So I'm going to go into Fortress, who of course will take the the Ice Beam really well indeed. So I'm like, okay, let's test the waters out here. Let's see what kind of Pelipper we're working with. Gonna start hazard stacking. He's going to go for Scald and get a tasty crit, which I'm not a fan of in the slightest. I'm going to go for the Rocks and see what we're working with here. This will force him to go for the Defog because he doesn't really fear me at this point, even if I have Volt Switch, and he does indeed, go for the Defog. as I set up a second layer, and that's going to be the toxic spikes. I'm clearly not threatening him out with the idea of Volt Switch. He's happy to just stay in here and just kind of click moves. So Scald comes in. I will live it, of course, because, you know, I'm a Fortress, I'm specially defensive. And I am going to get up my rocks here. Now, he's clearly going to defog here because he will take me out with whatever Scald he goes for next, especially if he's the rain extending item, the damn rock. So he goes for defog. But I am going to see that coming. And I am going to go for the rocks once more, just to try and maintain that pressure and keep them on his side of the field. It's very important that I do that. So, yeah, Scald comes in. He's tired of my shenanigans. And he is going to take me out. So, 5-3, it's not looking good, but I do have some power left in the back, and one of those is going to be the Shaman. Now, this is going to threaten him out. He does not want to stay in on a Shaman. And he's going to go into his Celebi, which is probably his best thing to try and tank a hit from an offensive Shaman. I go for Seed Flare, I do big damage, and I get that massive special defense drop, which means any next hit is going to clean out the Celebi. Now, he does want to keep this thing around. Excuse me. So what he's going to do, he's going to go into his Tapu Koko, potentially trying to take a hidden Power Ice, but I know that Seed Flare would have killed the Celebi from there, so I go for it, and Tapu Koko is gone. Straight away gone, and that's a KO for the Shaman, which is nice. So the rain wears off, which is good timing for Rog, because it means he can just bring in his Victini pretty safely. So I'm like, okay, go into Nidoqueen, I'm sure I'm physically defensive, I can tank a hit, right? I can take 2 hits from this thing, I'm physically defensive, right? No. Not even a little bit can I take a hit from this guy. So, that's ow, and I'm like, okay, maybe I can deal enough damage with the Sucker Punch. But unfortunately for me, Rog is going to see that coming. He's going to go into his Celebi, indeed, on my Sucker Punch from Nidoqueen. So that's a wasted turn for me. And I'm like, I don't really want to switch in anything to this guy. So I might just have to let Nidoqueen go down here, especially if he's packing Stab. And he is, and down goes the Nidoqueen. So it is 2 on 4, but I have my 2 offensive powerhouses left in Shaman and Zygarde. I can't set up with Zygarde just yet though, because he might just straight up take me out. So I'm going to go into my Shaman to try and take out this guy. I go for Seed Flare because no other hit I had would have taken out the Celebi. So I might as well, in case he wanted to go into, like, I don't know, the Pelipper for some reason. He goes for Psychic. It isn't going to take out my Shaman. So now I'm like, okay, from that range of health, Hidden Power Ice is going to do the job. So another kill for Shaman. We take another bit of Life Orb damage, and down goes the Celebi, which is really nice. But unfortunately, Rog, he's seen his opportunity right now. He brings in the Pelipper. Now, I obviously outspeed him, and I will take him out with the Seed Flare. But there was only one reason he would go into that Pelipper, and that is to set up the rain late game for his Kabutops, who is going to come in here, take some rocks damage, but it's not going to matter. He's going to go for the Waterfall. That's going to take out my my Shaman and his Life Orb as well. So that means that in the rain, Life Orb, probably Adamant Kabutops. There is no way in hell that Zygarde is taking this hit. I went for Dragon Dance, like, just in case. But it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen at all. Down goes Zygarde Doggo, and that, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be the game. So yeah, we take another 2-0 loss, which is, it's unfortunate, but it does happen. You know, I made a really bad team building decision not to bring my Thundurus. I really should have done. And to be honest, when it came to the Celebi, I probably should have tried to go into Zygarde first and try to set up on it. And just like, set up on it and just launch into Outrages, especially since Tapu Koko was gone at that point. So that would probably have been my better play there. But either way, you know, these things happen in the heat at the moment. Yeah, that's unfortunately another 2-0 loss. So we are 0-2 right now at a differential of -4. We need to drag ourselves back into this season, and hopefully we can do that with the next game. That's going to be against none other than Swaglith himself, the architect of this league. So that'll be coming up hopefully sometime in the not too distant future. So keep your eyes peeled for that one. Links, once again, down in the description to Rog. Make sure you check him out. But I'm going to wrap it up because my throat's tickling a little bit, which isn't good. So thank you all very much for watching. I do hope you enjoyed. And I guess with that, I will see you next time. Laters.